It's gonna be live in 3 seconds now. And here we are. Welcome back, everyone, to this third part of the Congress, EduPlat Congress for Gamification Educational Resources in Athens. It looks like Marius now needs to get the microphone, and he's not there. We can see very interesting pictures of Athens. Marius. Okay, well, you know, if Marius doesn't want to talk, he's a little bit shy at the moment. I will do that. As I said, welcome back. We're going to be starting a new roundtable, very similar to the previous ones. This is going to be in English. Remember that there is a possibility of you getting subtitles in a different language, okay? Now, because in the past there was like some issues with the voices, remember, please have your microphone on only when speaking. And what we're going to do as well is, if you feel that the connection is not very good, have your webcam only for those who are in the round table, okay? So say, for example, I'm not in the round table, I have my webcam on, but as soon as Marius gets his microphone and starts doing the presentation, I will turn on my microphone and also my webcam, so that way there is more traffic. So please leave your webcam only if you are in the round table, turn it off otherwise, and leave your microphone only if you are speaking. Okay, and when you're speaking. So Marius, all yours. You start the presentation. See you. I'll be listening.
Lovely. Just 1 second so we can start the screen for our presentation for the. Okay, lovely. Great. So also from my side, I would just like to take really a few seconds just to say hello to everyone, and it's been lovely to be here and presenting with all the esteemed partners and people that I've seen before. Hello, Francesca, thank you for the also for hosting us in Portugal. I had the opportunity to present, and I'm really glad to be invited from Yanis and Mary, that they have made all this hard effort to make such a lovely conference and a lovely day for all of us. So the element that we're going to see, I will try to be as brief and as concise as possible for today, is the benefits of gamified applications for students that they have some special educational needs. Before starting, we have to say that this really varies from situation to situation, and there are categories of needs that are present for different students. So this is going to be like an overall presentation of some easy to be seen tools, but of course it is really hard to analyze in such a short presentation all the cases of special educational needs, and have a precise presentation of all the gamified applications that for each category. So we're just going to say like, and we're going to present two software, very easy and especially for younger kids, and we're going to explain why. So what is special education?
Sorry to interrupt, Mario. Sorry to interrupt. When I said present, I meant present the round table. Don't just present your educational resource, but present everyone else in the round table. And because there might be people that are just connecting now and they don't know how it's going to work. Okay, so tell them, tell everyone how it's going to work. And also, now that I have interrupted, I can still hear echo. That means that there is a loudspeaker that is too close to the microphone, possibly yours. Okay.
Okay. Is it? Does it work better now?
Yeah, now I don't hear the echo. Okay,
Okay,
much
lovely.
better now. Okay.
Because we had like a speaker close to this central uh,
Okay,
laptop
no
in order.
problem.
Okay. So
And yes, as a as a presenter of the whole roundtable, if you choose to be first, that's okay. But make sure that
okay.
everyone knows that there's others in the roundtable that are also going to be talking. Okay. See you.
Okay, yeah. So from the Greek, can you? Okay, lovely. So we're happy to see everyone that we're here from the Greek team. Will be myself, will be Yanis, and our colleagues presenting. We have the online and physical presence from the Italian team, also with the presence of Francesco. We have the Spanish partners here present. The team that includes also with the physical presence of Eduardo and the Portuguese team online. We had Francesca and the colleagues that are also with physical presence here with us. We are really excited, and we're really glad to be again all gathered for a dynamic second round with everyone on board. So I can volunteer myself in order to do this, to break the ice and start presenting my. Thank you so much, Margareta. We're also really glad to have you. We have seen also in the previous time that we were all together presenting, sharing our educational resources, which was really important. Just for everyone to know that in our platform, the EduPlat platform, that we are having all the educational resources in the official social media of the project. We are sharing all the materials that we are presenting each day. Also, in all 4 conferences that are going to take place during the implementation of the physical object of the project. So please visit the EduPlat platform. It is in the mails that you have been received. We're uploading educational resources. We are uploading. We're doing a massive dissemination for all the actions that we're doing in the project. We had a meeting. We had a conference in Portugal. Now we're here. We're going to be in Italy. We're going to be in Spain, presenting different topics. All the material that people are presenting in each of the 4 conferences are gathered in the platform, are disseminated by all the channels, trying to outreach to as many people as possible, share the educational material, share the information that this project is actively running, and it's we are trying to reach as many people as possible, trying to generate impact from the activities, because we're putting so much effort in order to reach as many people as possible, and really aim and hope that this material, yes, it is necessary. We're putting really our best and very much efforts to reach people and make, because the general objective of this initiative is to generate impact for the end users, and these are the teachers EU-wide, at least to the extent that we can do with using our maximum efforts. So in order to break the ice, I will start, and I will do my first. I will do the presentation. Shall we? Okay, lovely. So I hope. Okay, great. Not full screen because it's gonna freeze. So the benefits of gamified application students with special educational needs. what we said also before is there is very big and detailed literature for this element, because we have to separate all kinds of needs. It's not that you can put all the situations into one place, but we have found some common elements that we trust that will be useful for the people that are going to see our presentations. We will be really glad and honored to receive any content or any feedback from your side. And so I start. So why and how we start to speak about special education? Well, we have people with learning disabilities, which can be from a very mild situation into more complex situations. People that have some mild intellectual difficulties, and they're diagnosed with some, and they're facing some issues with the comprehension of the material. It is they are inside a common classroom. So, for example, when I was at school, I was diagnosed with dyslexia. It was very difficult for me to concentrate, to participate in the classroom. I was more of an introvert student. I was not able to concentrate and receive all the package of information. I had to study 2 or sometimes more than 3 times more than an average student in order to be in position to perform based on the needs and how the other students were performing. I was not very active in the classroom, and back then it was 15 years before, when I was a teenager. It was I was not considered to be the best student. So with the years and today, there have been some methods, and some of them they include gamification for people that they have some. They are attending the common public or private schools, but they have some difficulty. They have some kind of special situation that does not enable them to digest and take all the information as the other students. And this dyslexia is one of the most common case that is present. So let's go to the benefits of gamified application with for this target group, for these learners, because I remember also from myself, I was not actively attending and able to focus on the learning activities, because a big 45 course narrative course was really difficult for me to take notes, to connect the information from one to the learning format. For 45 minutes, it was nearly impossible for me to follow. So we have seen some software that are really easy, especially for younger kids, to work on a really easy gamified application without being too complicated and distract the individual from the learning experience. So yeah, the experts have tried to develop methods for predicting dyslexia before the child starts school. We have detective and another tool that we are going to show you in the next slides, in order to keep the people motivated in the activities within the course, inside the classroom. So let's go and see. We have didactive. I don't know how that is might be called in your languages. The first application to use from the data from your computer user interaction to apply into machine learning model designed to predict this dyslexia for the student, of course. You can use that, and you can also on the same time consult the experts. For example, in Greece, 15 years ago, there was only in the whole country one center that was dedicated for in order to get diagnosed with some special educational need, like dyslexia. That was my case. And but this tool, this application has like graduated difficulty, and through that procedure, and how as you go through that, you can see from the answers, and you can you can get like a prediction that can be used while you're also seeing a consultant. This is being used from teachers that for example, in Greece, in small islands where you don't have like the ability to go directly and book an appointment in order to see if the person has some difficulties. And we have like a screenshot for me, something that I used to happen to me quite a lot, and that was quite unfortunate. I used to misspell the words, so I used to have like a word, and I was putting letters. I was starting with the middle of the word. I was really confused, especially in the first year of education. So here's a screenshot of this application that does exactly that. It tries to see the ability of the individual, and complementary to that, and it's also available in the same format. We have the Pickup platform that is a it's a helping tool that aims to bring the flexibility and adaptability to the education of children with special educational needs, because it's not like special needs is like only dedicated in the in the education, the adoption of the information, and it uses it mainly works on the in order to help and design educational activities. So the teachers can take and make personalized educational activities for each student based on the needs that they have detected during the teaching. So imagine in a case that you're having some students and you have identified some needs that maybe it was not detected by the previous years, and you can go and see from the Pickup platform. I will send we will send afterwards, when we will disseminate also the our presentation, some videos and stuff for you in order to be in position to see everything, how you can work with, and create educational material directed for the person that faces this this difficulty. Yeah, some description that the application enabled the teachers to do the activities in the way that the student has to receive the information, because you might be in a classroom and have people that have different difficulties. They might have dyslexia, or you might have like another condition, and each condition, it's what we said in the beginning, needs different treatment, which is really, really important to have a dedicated activity or learning format for each of the cases that you are having in the classroom. So once you have that, it is a tool that the teacher can use before going to the classroom to have elements to show to the to work with the student. So that is from my side. I tried to be as precise as and to be as fast as possible. It is not easy when you're talking for elements and topics like that, because you are in the danger of being too general or too vague. But you can see the didactic and the recap platform. The one is, if you pardon me for a second. The one is for detecting a situation for one of your learners, and the other is to modify in a certain way the learning format and the learning experience for your person. Francesco, thank you for the clapping. You were also really supportive in Portugal. I really do appreciate the encouragement. You're muted. I am at your disposal.
Yes, yes. Now I am appreciating you in turn. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Francesco. Thank you, Margarita, as well, for your positive reaction. I am at your disposal for questions. I will turn to, if I may, to start and turn firstly to the people here, if we have something to point. If that is not the case, I am at the disposal of the participants that are online. Yes, Mrs. Margarita.
Yeah, I have a question. I don't know that much about this, but it's amazing. And I'm teaching a little girl, and she is always telling me I'm really a slow reader.
Was the case for me.
I realized that sometimes she mixes up the words, the letters inside the
certain word. Yes.
And probably she has some kind of dyslexia or something. I'm just teaching her the heritage language, Spanish, so I don't have that information from parents or that she has some kind of problem, but she's always telling me I'm a slow reader.
Yeah, and because this is a Mediterranean consortium participating, and we have identified some common needs. For example, if you're in Athens, or if you're in an urban city in Greece, you can have access to consultants, see, and take a diagnosis of a situation. But if you're living in a rural area or in a small village where these things until nowadays are not identified, at least 15 or 20 years ago when I was 10, 11 years old, this was not the case. I was living in a small island, and I was feeling bad for not being able to be as fast, or because it is the word smart. It's not about being smart. It's about having the methodology that covers your needs in order to achieve the goal in the time that all the other students are doing, so you're not left behind. So yes, for example, that can be the case in Italy or in Portugal. I've been to Lusada, to Akeda, been to nice places in Portugal and also in Italy and in Spain, that I don't trust that they have direct access to consultants or psychologists or someone that can provide them with the guidance in the special education. So they can, at least from these platforms, they do not certify a situation, but you can get a hint. You can, and then you can create an educational resource that is dedicated for that person. It's not going to solve the problem, but he is going to enable and help the learning process and make that person be also again inside the group of the students that are co-working and operating all together in order to learn after these 45 minutes, and make him, which is the most important thing, a part of the team that is at this classroom and not feeling that he's left behind. So this is the most important element for in my opinion.
I will check on this because it's since I start teaching her, I was always reading a little bit about the reading, but I didn't got any answer for my needs, and I think you are just giving me the hint. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Alexandra. How are you?
Hello, Mariusz. How
are you doing?
Fine, thank you. Thank you for your presentation and for letting us know about these applications, this software that can help us with the students that have special needs. I paid attention to your presentation, and this last platform that you talked about, Pick a Platform, is it possible with this platform to adapt our exercises for the students with special needs, in this case dyslexia? How does it work more precisely? Could you give me an idea?
Yeah, it is for example, as shown in the picture. Of course, I'm not there is the section, all the participants are teachers, so they're quite aware of the situation. There are teachers for special education, and of course I'm not a special education teacher, but I will try to be as simple as possible, so I won't make any mistake during my presentation. I want to be not the expert, but be humble, just mentioning the results of the elements that we have used. It is quite simple that you're using visual representation of a word, and when you say application, you have application, and you have the words. They are separated. They are with different colors, and you can follow this into more easily. I trust that in an extended version, you can integrate video with soft animation, but I will have to check again in the extended versions.
And it's up to us teachers also to try that, because as you know, our part in this project is also to test the resources that are shared, and this will be one of the resources that will be very useful for us. So
yeah, and I will make sure with Yanis that we will make a good content explanatory with some videos in order to share it in the platform and in the social media, so we can at least, from we are here and we are organizing all this day and night with Yanis and Mary, that I really thank.
I know what you're feeling. A month ago, it was
you were hosting us in Portugal, so we, at least from these processes, we're trying to generate as much impact as possible for the participants, and if we can reach some people, that will be really beneficial.
Yes,
Francesco,
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will. Thank you very much.
Really do appreciate.
Yes, in Italy we have support teachers for serious disabilities, which can be both mental and physical, and we have special plans for students who are diagnosed with dyslexia dyscalculia, etc. But it is not easy to diagnose them. Sometimes I have the impression that I get to know that I need students who who attend second, third year of secondary school, who have these types of problems, and nobody has discovered them. I mean, maybe because it is not easy to have a recognized diagnosis, to have it officially diagnosed, recognized, you have to go through a very, very difficult, analysis. What is the situation like in your country or in Portugal, in Spain? Of course, the question is also addressed to our Spanish and Portuguese colleague, because you cannot reply for them. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Francesco. This is very important because, you know, the small chats that we were having in Portugal are quite important to be addressed in a channel with the participant. And also in the morning, we were more than 30 people coming in and simultaneously. So we had some people also leaving for coffee and more arriving. We will see how many people, but we managed to have a lot of participants and spread the message. And this is the case in many countries where, for example, I was diagnosed with dyslexia when I was 13 years old. So for the whole elementary school until the age of 10, 11, I was really embarrassed for not being able to have a nice handwriting like my fellow students. And I was feeling that I was not a very good student, despite the fact that I was studying more hours than everyone, trying to keep up with the results. So it is not only the learning outcome, but it's also the psychology and the self-esteem that is built in this aging, in these groups of age for young students. The self-esteem that is built in this age, and sometimes it follows you through your adult years, and it is built during these ages and from circumstances like that, feeling that you're not as good as the other, despite the fact that you're trying your very hard or your very best. So it is, and we're working on another project speaking about this, the psychological effects in the education, and how you can, in some areas, students don't have the opportunities that they have in big cities. So rural areas that our countries are full of, the Mediterranean countries, we face these issues. So I would really like to thank you. If we have any other question, I don't see any raised hand. Yes, we have one person from here. You can use also, you can either speak loud or use your microphone. In the space that we're having, each person has an individual microphone in front of them.
Amazing presentation. It was really helpful to understand a little bit for us that we are not so into this kind of educational way. I would like to ask you two questions. First of all, I would like to know if those tools that you presented are, and for what ages are they applicable in general? And secondly, I would like to know your estimate. I mean, that's an estimation, of course. How much do you believe that you mentioned about, you know, the lack of consultants in the rural areas? Do you think that this is a matter of general educational policy, or do you think that it is something that can be solved through the digital skills and digital competencies only, and not, you know, it's not a political matter that local municipalities or regions should solve. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your notice. Thank you very much for your question and your contribution. We're really glad to it has been more than 5-6 hours and we're still active, which means a lot for us, despite the fact that it's a Saturday and we are all here from the very morning. So I'm really glad that there is still the vibe here. So just for the tools that we use, they are for early elementary school, because in theory these problems should be addressed, or you have to find them from the very starting years of the education for a child, which is not always the case in some countries. I said my example, but on the same time, these can be used for as a tool for the teacher, especially the first one, that you try to identify a special need. And there is the need for some other tools that you can diagnose situations in an older child. And so regarding the policy, it's up to each country. For us, as we pointed in Greece, if you live in an urban area, it is more likely that you are having access to some assistant, which is not the case in some rural areas. We trust, and we have discussed that this with the partners, that this is the situation also in other countries. So it is it is quite a big issue, because we are focusing on on teaching what we are supposed to be teaching, and being okay with the things that the information that students have to receive in a year, but we don't use measures and indicators, except from exams, but indicators to see how much of this information has been digested, how this can be used from the students, which is really important, how they can have some horizontal skills, problem solving, communication, leadership, co-working, and how they can take an information and put it into multiple contexts. So it's not, we are teaching, we are providing information and not knowledge. So into that education, of course, there's no much room to go and see each student and what situation they have. At least this is something that we have experienced, and it is up to the teacher many times, and his professionalism, and he's willing to help, that he is putting this extra effort to each and certain student. And in Greece, we have many teachers that are like that, and we're really glad to have this quality of individual teaching in sometimes quite difficult situations and circumstances. Francesco, you're muted, Francesco.
In small, and I'm afraid in small islands, and you have, I guess, about 8,000 small islands, it should be even more difficult, shouldn't it?
This is the case, and I was born and raised in a small island of 900 people.
Yes.
So that was from my side. I will stop now presenting my screen. Alvaro, are you with us, or should I give the floor, pass the torch to other participants? Thank you so much, Margarita. So from the Portuguese team, okay. I will just I will mute my mic. You can open your mic so we don't echo and have these issues, and we have to put the volume down. So you're able to share the screen, and I will also come near you in case that you will face any technical problems.
So hello, everyone.
Hello, Daniela.
I have to share my screen just a second.
The sound is a little bit echoing. Try to speak now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's better.
Help me here, please. I want to share my screen.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No worries. That's why I thought.
So I think everyone can hear me. Yes.
Yes.
Again? Okay. My name is Daniela. I'm a teacher from the primary school, and I'm a teacher from children with special needs too. The truth is that nowadays, at least in Portugal, we have been seeing a lot of these problems, like we are talking, like dyslexia, and we have to transform the materials so that we can give the answer to those children's needs. My material is called Dados da História. It's the little game. Hello? It's a game.
Yes,
It's a game that helps children make the history. How does it work? For a children, it's very difficult how to construct the history. So I give a little clues to help them organize and write the story. Some of the objects of this material, besides help the children, are trained the reading, comprehension, and interpretation of a text, develop the ability to textual production according to the narrative sequence, and stimulate imagination and visual perception. This point is very important because in children with dyslexia, it's very difficult to imagine the text in his head. So if they have visual clues, it's more easy. To work these skills, To work these skills must be based on an organization, space and time of action, organized initially in 3 paragraphs, with the information in the introduction, develop, and conclusion. The introduction should contain the main information to the narrative, namely when, where, who, or what. In the 2nd paragraph, the information of what happened, how did it happen, and why did it happen. Finally, in the last paragraph, the discussion how did the action of the story was solved. If you can see, I shared the dice that we can use with expressions that children can use to initiate the sentences, or clues to know what characters should I use, or some objects too. So here's the dice of where: in a castle, in a desert, in a lost island, in the mountain. Here of when or what: a dragon, a ghost, a witch. Here is an example of some objects that we can use: a map, a sword, a magical carpet. And the little clues of how the story ends. For the elaboration of the text production, in addition to these 3 main moments and organizing in paragraphs, there is necessary to have well-defined the components of the story, the characters, the objects, the tale, where the story unfolds and solves, etc., to guide the student during the preparation to the text. This activity is a material that defines with the student these components of the story, eventually guiding the students to the development of the story while fostering his creativity. Thank you. I don't know if there's any other questions.
Yeah, I will take the lead in order to give the floor to each participant. So thank you so much, first of all, for dedicating your time to present to everyone. Of course, Alexandra, the floor is yours for your question, please.
Okay, more than a question is a remark. It was nice to have these two presentations sequenced, because Marius talked about dyslexia, and then Daniela presented a resource that she also uses as a teacher to work with her students that also have these special needs. A question to Daniela is probably this resource that you've shared is more aimed to language teachers than to other type of teachers, don't you think? Or do you think that we could adapt this game to another subject of any kind? I don't know. Telling a story in maths, no, but probably history, it could be also a helpful tool for history teachers to work with their dyslexical students.
I'm a little lost here in my screen, but yes, I hear, yes, it can be used for another objectives. In this example is more to explore the creativity, and sometimes with these children, they don't know how to write the words, how to make the sentences. So it's just a little clues to help them build the whole text. But we can try this tool with another objectives. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Daniela.
Any questions about the presentation? Okay. We're going to go through the next presentation.
Okay, so may I? Can I also make a question? And I will come to help you with the sharing of the screen. With your technical issue, no need to worry at all, because so no need to worry at all. Have you tried yourself your that you're presenting? If that is the case, what do you have to share in terms of the experience that you you had?
Well, first of all, Daniela, if you could turn your microphone on, it would be good.
Thank you, Alexandra. Okay. When I introduced this tool, we analyzed a text, and they notice the beginning of the action, the develop, and the conclusion, so that visually they can see that there are at least 3 moments of the story that we can divide the story. So let's start beginning with the first moment. So we roll the dice, we choose the material, the characters, the situation, and then we start from there. It's just little clues that we are using to make the text. The truth is that it's a play. They playing, and they are training, and they are learning, and it's something that they do. They don't think, oh, I'm doing a text because I have to write many words. And in the end of the session, they do what they have to do, and in a more funny way. Okay. I still.
We also have, if you can hear me from here, we have one question from what age are you in position to provide these resources?
From the 7 years, about the second grade of the school, that they can start making little tests. It's more easy to apply. In the beginning, the first grade, early, we can try make the history so that they start to organize in their memory that the story have a beginning, the middle, and the end, but orally. After the second grade, it's more easy, writes, and visually see that there are parts of the story, helping constructing the story. No.
Okay, so if we have, let me see if we have any hands raised. If someone wants to open their mic, they can. We will give you 10 seconds, and I will come to help with stop sharing the screen. No need to worry about that. Oh, Francesco, the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you. What about books? Are you helped with books? I mean, are there special books for students with dyslexia, dyscalculia, etc. in Portugal, for example? I mean, we have the normal version, and we also, by now, also specific versions are published for students with problems of this type.
Any book for these resources? Like
No.
you can use your mic.
I can share the dice.
Yeah, you can open your mic.
There is no book. I can share the dices that I use. They can be transformed and act at the words that we want to use in the exercise. I don't know if is this the question.
Yes. I mean, in the last few years, before there were not specific tools for us. Now we have this big help. The books have been more and more improved. There are specific tests, specific books. I mean, the publishing industry has grown a lot from this point of view. What about Portugal?
We have a few resources to work with dyslexia. In this case, it's funny because I was hearing I don't know his names. The colleague Greek, and we use that the colored things in the words where they split in syllables. It's the pieces of the words, and each part have a color, and that helps the children to understand and to read more effectively. Another thing that we do to help these children is during some exercises, we read for the exercises, and they write. They don't do just because they read. We read for them to help them. We have, for example, Paulateles that is, I can share. It's, I don't know the name, fonoaudióloga. It's someone that developed the method to help these children learn to write, to distinguish the letters, the sounds of the letters. It's more indicate to the children with dyslexia, and associate always his introductions of the letters and the sounds of the letters with a story or a song. And we have another authors, but I guess this is the main.
Thank you.
Okay, so thank you so much. I see that we managed to fix the sharing issue with your colleague. Now that we have the congrats from Alexandra, thank you for being supportive. Should we, okay, I think that someone has left his mic because I can see echoing, but no, we're okay. Should we give the floor to the Spanish team? Are you ready for your presentation? Okay, lovely. I will just mute my mic. You can open yours, and you can have the ability to share the screen and share your educational resource, please.
Okay, so good afternoon to everybody. I'm going to share some. Okay. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to present a resource called Discovering Countries. But before I'm going to present, I'm Sandra Garcia. I'm French teacher of primary school. I work in a public school. Here I have left my Instagram, Sandra Profle, where I share resources, pictures, or some ideas to use in classes. So I'm going to present a geniality of gamification that where the students have to choose a country between some clues. For example, I'm going to give clues to the students like the flag or the letter who starts the capital or where it's situated, and they are going to choose between some countries, in this case Portugal, Norway, and Rome. In this case the correct answer is Norway, so they are going to do that, and they are going to have some information about this country, what is the capital, what population they have, what type of money they use, and other things. So in this case, it's a bit more complicated because you have a few clues and you have more countries. In this case, the clues are the same, where it's situated or the flag. It's not showing.
Quitar pantalla y volver a ponerla.
Ah, yeah.
Sí.
Okay, sorry.
End and try another time. Intenta otra vez.
Here.
Yeah.
Sí, es quitarla y volver a ponerla.
Yeah, and when you do, you don't have to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
full screen.
Eso es.
Okay.
Wait.
Y Sandra, y prueba a pasar alguna página, a ver si te pasa.
We can't. No. I guess it is. Wait. No, it doesn't work. Wait. It doesn't work. Not here.
Ah, ok. Está en pausa.
Sí.
Ahora.
No, que le doy no va.
Pues dejar de compartir.
We already tried it. Yes. Ya hemos probado eso. Okay.
No, I think. Yes, no, yes.
Yeah.
No.
You don't have to go full screen. You can present. No, if you do present,
You can
you just make this window.
Yes.
So
okay.
if you go.
No.
No.
No, yes.
Yeah, it will.
No,
It's
yes,
okay.
yes.
Okay. So sorry. So this is the geniality with the clues that I told before. That are the clues, and you choose the correct country, for example Norway, and there is the information about the country. And every time is more difficult because they have more countries and less clues, like for example the flag or the river that traverses the capital or some informations. In this case, the correct answer is Hungary. Okay, and in this case, I have put a photo that I take when I stay in Hungary. Like that is more motivational for motivation. There is for children. Okay, so we continue. There are more countries and less clues, like for example, the flag or some mountains that we can see in this country. And in this case, the correct answer is France. So here we have some information also. And for example, if the students take a wrong answer, they are going to send a message that he or she have to know more about Europe to guess the passport. So they have another opportunity. And in this case, Sweden is the correct answer. Like before, there are photos for me because some students will like more. And finally, there are only one clue, and there are more countries, so it will be a bit difficult. And the correct answer is Poland. The information. And finally, they are going to have a message that they are experts in Europe, that is our continent. I like Genially because I think that is a useful application for use gamification in our teaching. In this case, I use this resource in science, but you can use in language or in other things. And I think that gamification have a lot of benefits, like motivate students or learning in a playful way. And finally, I think that we can include all the students, maybe if they are more difficulties, because they can participate, and all people like this kind of games or application. So thank you for the speech, and if you have some questions, I'm here for you. Okay,
Okay, yeah, just from.
Okay.
You can mute your. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, and also the sound, because we want to avoid the echoing. So thank you so much for presenting, Genially. To be honest, we also use it for presentations when we're having like a presentation in for a project or something similar, because they have like they are doing really good video visuals. So I will just start from myself. We have the congratulations from Francesco as well. Thank you again, Francesco. I will start. I will break the ice with a question from the Greek side. So, have you, in which context and which subjects and to what group age of student have you performed that, and what was the need that this tool is covering? Is it engagement? It is a more efficient learning? What was the need that it drove you to go and use this platform, and to what context and to what age groups have you tried to perform it?
Okay, so I teach students that are 11, 12 years, and we are in science, in social science, studying Europe, that is our continent. And I do this game at the end of the unit to revise all the things that we have learned about Europe. So it's for that I ask about the flag or the situation or the mountains or the rivers of the countries, because we have studied before. But I think that you can adapt the game to use in the whole primary school or even secondary school. There is not a problem. And for example, I am French teacher. I can translate the resource in French, and I will use in French classes.
Okay, thank you so much. I will give the floor to the physical participants if we have any points, any questions, or anything to underpin. I would just make a look to everyone to make sure that we are okay and we are covered. Okay, yeah, from Eduardo, the floor is yours.
So, and I would like to know if it's you have created all the genially, we can say the 0 step 1, 2, 3, 4, you by yourself, or no, or is or have you taken, I don't know, a model or something like this?
Okay. So I have created this resource with a model or a template because I think that create genially step by step is okay. Create a genially step by step is difficult. Genially is a useful app, but it's really difficult to do the interaction between things. And in this case, I have used a model, and only you can modify what do you need, and like that you have a beautiful resource. But it's true that sometimes I create step by step the resources, but it's not the case.
Okay, thank you so much. Do we have any questions from the people from the online? You can either raise your hand or open your mic. Okay, let me see. I will just go to see if we have anyone, any observations. All right, if that is not the case, we will go, they are looking at me, we will go to our colleagues. Thank you so much from Italy. I will mute my mic. You have the ability to share, and the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. Hello, everyone. Now I try to share my screen. Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Cristina Gallo, and I'm a special needs teacher in secondary school. And today I want to share one of my educational results with you. Imagine a game that not only keeps students engaged, but also helps them improve cognitive skills and also repeat and consolidate knowledge. Machiavellian Rummy is that game. Let me quickly explain the game rules. The goal is to finish your cards. Two decks of 52 cards are used, excluding jokers. The value scales is as follows: ace, king, queen, jack, 10, and down to the ace. So the ace is both the highest value and the lowest value. You can create set or straight. Set consists of 3 or 4 cards of the same rank, but different suits. Instead, straight consists of 3 or more cards in consecutive order of the same suits. The game starts when the player in charge has 3 cards in the set or straight combination. On your turn, players can attach cards to existing combination on the table, or start new sequence with their own cards, or change existing sequence by modifying the layout on the of the table, as shown in this video. The only condition is that there are group of minimum 3 cards on the table. After the turn, you always take a card, and if you can't put anything, you will take 2 cards. Now, I will show you how to use this game for teaching. Divide the class into groups of 4 or 5 students and give each student 5 cards to start the game. Additionally, provide to each group the same list of questions, about 30, on a specific topic with increasing difficulty that students should be familiar with or review. Each group plays independently. I choose for each group the first player, and if he can't open the game, he must answer the first question on the list and also take the 2 cards from the deck. If the student doesn't answer in 1 minute, the player to his right must answer, and so on. So if no one knows the answer, they mark the question for discussion at the end of the game with the teacher and all the classroom. Then the game resumes and proceeds in clockwise rotation until one student block the flow of the game, not being able to put any card down. So he must answer the following question on the list, and the game proceeds as previously described. The game and one of the students finish the cards. And don't forget to set aside 15 minutes, about 15 minutes, to go over the question together and check what the students known or unknown. One of the advantage of this game is that it's particularly inclusive. In fact, students can play with their card face up and ask for help from their classmates, make it easy. Moreover, the teacher can help special needs students by offering them 1 card at a time, like in this video. And this helps to focus on a single reasoning at a time. Gradually, they become more confident and autonomous. I think that this kind of game is very useful to improve cognitive skills and also to repeat and consolidate knowledge. In particular, here I show you a summary of skills this activity improves. So creativity, problem solving, socialization, but also memory, attention. So also skills supporting learning and also soft skills. If you have any question, I'm here.
Okay, so thank you so much for presenting. Okay, if you can go mute, so we won't echo to the participants.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, lovely. You have congrats from Alexandra, of course. Just one question. I will start from my side again. So when you're performing the activity with the students, do you have like for the first times, do you have like a preparation phase? Do you say, okay, now we're gonna do this? Because it is really, I wish I had like these tools when I was a student, but on the same time it is easy, and I have noticed that sometimes the classroom is very easy to get out of control when something is very exciting, and this is the case of something that is very, very exciting and very fun to do. And sometimes you know, the students get very excited, and the learning outcome and the procedure that you want to do sometimes gets out of control. I don't know how you have managed to handle it by rules or by explaining firmly what is supposed to happen. Thank you so much.
Yes, sometimes there is a lot of mess, but a positive mess, because every group respect rules. Also, the first time you explain the game, it's a good way to present the game for explain guys to respect some rules, because if they can't respect the rules, obviously the game can't go on. Moreover, when students start this game for the first time, I explain it using card face up, so they gradually take confidence with the game, and then they can add the other part of the activity, so the list of questions they need to answer.
Okay, just let me see if you have. Okay, lovely. So there is also something that they say in Greece. I don't know. It's a bit stereotyping that you should avoid like card playing games that they refers to like gambling or something. You know, it is very stereotyping. It is sometimes that, okay, no, don't give cards to the kids. They're just gonna gamble when they will get older. But this is it is an area of discussion among the professors and the people that are teachers.
Sorry, many teachers support it's no pedagogical to young students to have contact with these cards.
It is stereotyping.
Yes, but this is not so young. This is a resource for secondary school. So.
Yeah, thank you so much. If we have any question from the people here, or note from the Spanish team, the Portuguese team. Okay, if you can open your mic, I will mute mine.
No, I just want to say that maybe it's not just for all students, because the skills that you have to work to play these games are very important to plan, and maybe it would be interesting apply in children, more small children, students, and maybe check if it's useful or not. Congratulations.
Thank you, Daniela. Also, this game, you can use this game in an easier version, because you can choose if explain more difficult combination of cards, or if you can, or you can explain also the easier combination, so the set or the straight and the straight, so and stop. Or for children, you can use cards to improve math, so the addition or everything.
Okay, and I can, yeah, Uno cards, says Margarita, of course. We have Alexandra raising her hand politely. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Christina, for sharing your resource. I was just going to ask you more precisely, which contents do you evaluate, or do you practice with your students? Is it Italian? Is it a specific subject? Could you try to clarify that situation? What we can do with our students, if we can apply it, for example, in teaching English or other subjects? Thank you.
Yes, thank you for the question. This resource is applied to every subject, because you give your students a list of questions. So of any subject, you can prepare problems of math, you can prepare multiplication, you can prepare English question, everything. So it's a kind of game that but really it's a resource for every matter.
Okay, thank you, Christina.
Okay, if I will just go one round to see from the online participants, do we have any other question? Hello, Alvaro. Welcome back.
Okay. I have to say I don't have many questions because of the fact that I was dealing with some logistical issues. I couldn't follow everything, so I'm really, really sorry. I really was looking forward to this roundtable and I had to miss it for other urgent issues. But I wanted to say more than a question, a suggestion is that although we could be asking lots of questions, in 9 minutes, we have a next roundtable. So maybe if there is not any urgent question, it will be a good time for us to move on to the next thing, because again, you know, the speakers, they need to reset up their computers and everything, and move on to the next locations for this speech. And a reminder for everyone, at 5 p.m. In Athens time, there's going to be different roundtables, one in English exactly here, so don't move from here if you want to follow the roundtable in English. If you want to go to any other roundtable in Portuguese, Greek, Italian, or Spanish, remember how to do that. I'm going to copy again the link to the website where you can find information. Remember, that website is in English, but if you change the language, the page will change to whatever language you want, and then you can access directly there the language room of your choice. Okay.
Lovely. So we will take a few minutes to resettle, make sure that everyone has the link for the national rooms, make enough space for everyone so we won't have echoes and people speaking, and we can distribute to our national channels and start the national conversation exactly at the expected time, that is 5 o'clock. So the English speakers stay in this room, and I will make sure that the physical participants have their access, and they will be in position to coordinate their national rooms. So we are doing exactly that, and we're making the space for everyone.
Okay, then, so I'll disconnect now from the YouTube channel, just saying we will be back at 5 p.m. at the language roundtables.
Perché? No, no, non mi dire così, è andata bene. Oh, scusa.
Bye bye.
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 Everyone is reallocating, and I will be in the Greek channel. Okay.
Okie dokie, everyone. It's 5 p.m. in Athens. We're coming back. Initiate video. Hello, everyone. And just to let you know, I'm about to start the broadcast. Okay.
Alvaro, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I should interrupt you for a second. We have a last-minute notice from the council that is hosting, that manages the space they're hosting the conference. I suppose you've heard about the bad weather we had in Greece last days. So they had some issues with some public buildings and schools, and they will need the room until 10:30. So probably we'll have to move our start for tomorrow at 11. So just making the announcement.
Is that for tomorrow?
Yes, we'll start at 11.
Okay, we are live now. Let's discuss things about tomorrow afterwards, please.
Yes,
okay.
But you know, the participants.
Send me an email. Send me an email, please. Send me an email.
I will.
Okay.
Will. Okay.
We cannot have everyone waiting while we're discussing issues that they have no responsibility for. Okay.
Yes, but
no
they should
problem.
know that we will start at 11. They just make it known. Okay.
Just send me an email and we will discuss that later, please. Okay.